Back at a time when getting an erection at a valet stand was sexy, we saw Color of Night. So you know what that means. That's right, everybody. It is time for a How Did This Get Made Monday matinee. Today, we are putting back into the stream The Color of Night, a very sexy Bruce Willis film. Amy Schumer joins us to break down this film, which was truly, a mind-blowing experience. I saw this as a little kid. You'll hear the story about that. Amy Schumer and June obsess over a lipstick carousel that some thought were made for cigarettes, but was repurposed for lipsticks. They both want them. We argue over whether or not a chair was a baseball mitt or just an oddly shaped piece of leather. June doesn't think the sex scenes are good, even though Maxim thinks the sex scenes are the best in film. You get to see some Willis peeing in this movie, but here, take a listen to a clip.
The pivotal thing that happens in that scene is that he looks out his window.
Oh, yeah.
and sees her on the sidewalk, and and her brains are in bits and bobs, and he does not see the color red.
Well, he goes colorblind from that.
He goes colorblind.
He goes colorblind?
Yes. That's the moment.
You
just
guys!
was.
No, because he saw the red on the green dress, but then then it blocked out red for the rest of the movie.
That's why.
Until there's a twist.
I kept hearing them talk about him being colorblind.
I know.
That's why.
And colorblind does not play for the amount of talking about colorblind.
A lot
it doesn't.
of lessons in
yeah.
that.
Oh, wait, can I ask you a question then?
Yeah.
This is going to jump ahead, and I apologize. When he finds, spoilers for this movie, which is horrible, so fuck you if you're nervous about it.
There's nothing.
When he finds the artist's body and there's that gray paint dripping off of it,
blood.
that's blood, right?
I said to June, I got confused. That's him being colorblind.
Okay,
That's also why it actually colorblindness does come back a few times. When he goes to the police officer's house, he sees the car that's been chasing him the whole time, but it's red.
Right.
And so he doesn't recognize it as the car that was after him.
I don't know if that was the same car because I don't think it was
the same
dented.
car.
But why? It doesn't make any sense in the plot of the movie that car would be in that guy's
When you
driveway.
say plot,
How do you mean? How do you mean?
yeah, walk me through your definition of plot.
Well, in the story there were scenes, and I'm counting scenes as
Okay,
plot.
well, let's cut ahead.
Well,
So-
let's. I mean, should we go scene by? Where do you want to cut ahead to?
Well, first he goes to his therapist.
I want to cut ahead to the baseball mitt chair.
What was that group
Okay,
therapy?
it's not a baseball mitt chair, though. It's not a baseball mitt.
What is it?
It's a hand.
No, it's a baseball
I think
mitt.
it's a
baseball mitt.
You guys, someone look it up right now.
I'm gonna look it up.
telling you.
What do you mean it's a hand?
It's
a
a
baseball
It
mitt.
looks like a hand because that's what a baseball mitt looks
Right,
like.
but I know what a baseball mitt chair looks like, and that's not
While
that.
we're looking
Oh
up
my
the
God,
chair, can
I
we
love
just
this.
like
I'm
my
in
biggest
love with
things
you.
that were triggering me in the worst way
Yeah.
were it was the lighting, which is not something I usually notice.
Oh, it's
but
so
just
dark.
So it's so dark, and then you see all the reflections of the lamps in the huge windows, and then the music. The circus, it was like
The Calliope music.
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was just like,
Yes.
look, don't take this movie seriously for even a second because we're gonna play this music.
But I also thought it was sort of like saying therapy is for crazy people.
Yes.
Look at all these insane people.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
understand why these people were in group.
Yep.
They were the most diverse people in this group. That Scott Bakula is then also like, hey, I'm going to bring my friend
Right,
to
my
group
friend
therapy.
is here today.
You, my
He's gonna-
friend's here.
I don't think group therapy involves asking someone to sit in.
No.
Right.
And
like to audit.
I don't think that's a thing.
and then Scott Bakula kind of fucks over Bruce Willis and goes like, and tell us why you're here.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have jet lag. I don't want to talk about it. Like, that's a real fuck you too. Like, there's a lot of weird stuff going on.
First, Bakula starts group therapy with his group, and his group, I don't fucking care about this movie, but his group they return to this group over and over, and the group gets in, immediately starts screaming at each other, gets into a fist fight. One of the patients leaves, and Bakula says nothing
Not
during all
Yes,
of this.
none of that.
None of this does he say anything. So he's basically like the worst therapist, I feel like. Like physical altercations are happening.
He doesn't leave the room.
Nope.
Actually, one of the patients, just so you guys know, these are the characters in the little thing. It's Clark, who's severe obsessive compulsive.
That's Bibbit.
That's Brad Dourif.
That's Brad Dourif. Sandra, who's Leslie Ann Warren.
The sex one.
Yes.
She's the nympho, like all women.
And Klepto. Ecto and Klepto.
Okay.
And then there's Buck. That's Lance Henriksen. He's a suicidal ex-cop. And then Casey.
Because his wife and daughter were killed?
Yes,
Yeah.
but it remains unsolved until later. Then there's Casey, the arrogant son of a wealthy man.
Which one was that? The one in the baseball
The
chair?
artist.
Yeah, the one in the baseball chair.
He was in Peggy Sue Got Married. Remember? He was the.
Ooh, oh yeah, you're
he
right.
was like the misunderstood.
And
okay,
it was
sorry.
a hand
and
chair,
then,
but go on.
And then Richie, the 16-year-old with social anxiety disorder, a stutter, and a gender identity disorder.
In group therapy, you're with people with your same problem. They never
Yes.
just like, let's throw these misfits together and see
Yep.
what happens. Like, why would they ever be in
And they
that?
also seem of varying financial status. So, like, where is he? Who's paying for this? Like, and why is he
Yep.
so wealthy? I also like how he watches them from like a clear glass window until they all get there, and then he
Well,
enters.
and they're all insane in their own special ways, but they're also so terrible to each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're so angry
Yeah.
at each other. It's the
But they're
most
not-
unsupportive
It
environment.
has the characteristics of a therapy scene that I feel like you see in hardcore like rehab when somebody has had something happen that they are in rehab or in prison, or that is the group therapy that I feel like these people are representative of those kind of traumas.
Right.
But really, these are just very successful people for the most part. But their problems, they're treating their problems as if they are absolutely world crises, like catastrophic events.
Well, in so many ways, this movie is real. It is really an indictment of therapy, because the only real therapy that happens in the movie, it's at the very end. I don't know if we want to go to the reveal of what happens,
well,
but
I mean,
I think we should. I wouldn't recommend anyone ever seeing, even like,
I have to say,
But unless you like puffy nips.
oh God.
What now?
we haven't even gotten it. We
If you
haven't
like
even.
puffy nips, then you're gonna be into this
We
movie.
haven't even gotten into the hardcore
There's so much
sex.
to
and I
cover.
thought there was gonna, and I will say something about the sex scenes, because I had heard about the sex scenes. I was excited to see them. I did not think they were that great.
What?
And I remember when
June,
this came out.
Maxim magazine said these were the best sex scenes in film history.
that is
In
a
film
terrible,
history?
In
It's a
film
terrible
history.
overstatement. It was just, you're like, I can't believe they're showing this, but
Yeah.
that's it.
That's it, though.
You're
That's it.
And like, to be going down on someone underwater.
Oh yeah.
That's just not practical.
Oh, by the way,
And I
there's
kept
so
on
much
thinking,
underwater fucking, and their both heads are
That's what
underwater.
I'm
It
saying.
doesn't.
Like, how much can happen? Like, you're gonna have to come up for air in 2 seconds.
Yeah, just it would be the most frustrating,
Yeah.
worthless.
And
You'd
plus,
be
you know
swallowing
what?
a lot of chlorine.
All of the bacteria from the pool is just getting shoved inside of you. Like it's terribly unhygienic.
By the way, also, this is an interesting thing about this movie, because it was so
Everybody got yeast
sexual.
infections?
Everyone got yeast infections in the movie. Is that it was one of the top 20 most rented films when it came out on
No.
video.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Because everyone
Because everybody
was
wanted like sanctioned porn.
Now,
Yep.
I saw this movie next to my parents
What?
on a Walt Disney World vacation.
What?
My parents are also therapists.
Oh, right.
So it was
God.
amazing. And I don't remember, June was like, don't you remember anything from this movie? All I remembered was sex in the pool.
Yeah.
That was the, like.
That's the takeaway.
Yeah, that was the takeaway.
Yeah, I
for
feel
me.
like those sex in the pool scenes, like this one and the Showgirls one, those really
Yeah.
stick with you if
They
you see them at a
lock
young
it.
enough age.
I've never been more uncomfortable in my life than seeing this movie next to my parents and at Walt Disney World. It was so upsetting.
I feel so upset by that's like the least upsetting part of the movie. I feel like I feel so disturbed by having seen this movie at a time when I really wasn't in a safe space to be watching it.
Yeah.
Well,
What
here's
did
the
what did it make
crazy-
you feel?
It triggered a lot in me, but I mean rage, because I was like, was there anyone on set that was like, we need to stop this? Like, weren't they filming it thinking like, somebody stop this?
Like they I think that's the thing though. They
I think
got
they
this
thought they were
plot,
nailing it.
and they were like,
Yeah.
"This is so good. It's so complex. It's about
Yeah.
sex. It's about therapy. It's
Well,
about
it's a
your
very
mind."
Hitchcockian movie.
Yeah.
You know, it has that kind of mistaken identity
Hence the-
vertigo part. It's got like all of this
Except
kind
it
of.
Hence
has that.
hence the taglines. Can I read you the taglines?
Yeah.
5 suspects, 2 lovers, 1 killer. Nothing is what it seems, except murder.
Because
Yeah.
here's my main problem with the movie is that it does have that Hitchcockian
Yep.
plot, which I'm on board for 100%. But he sets out, Bruce Willis's character sets out to not find the killer of his best friend.
He actively turns that opportunity down.
He doesn't tell the cops, oh, by the way, just last night, he happened to say that one of his patients was going to kill him.
By the way,
mentions nothing about it.
Scott Bakula is killed very early on.
Oh, yeah. Bakula gets fucking iced.
But our way into this mystery is through Richie's brother telling us that he wants to get his brother out of therapy, and then that's what we're following? But it's very strange.
All right. The Color of Night is back in the feed. Take a listen. Enjoy the entire program. It is a real breakdown of yet another erotic thriller. We are doing a lot of erotic thrillers on How Did This Get Made. Bring them back, please. If you like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you like How Did This Get Made, rate and review it. It helps. Tell a friend. And we are here every week for another Monday Matinee.